Hi, Larry Oliver here with IndianapolisRehabProperty.com. We've got the deals. And here we are at 1138 South Randolph. Just take a quick shot of the neighborhood. You see a pretty standard area, $60,000, $70,000 homes all around. Bigger ones, obviously a little more. We're going to go through this property. This is a severely fire damaged property. I'm going to go through it and show you what you need to see, tell you what our estimates are on getting it up and running, and then we've got a very special bonus super surprise in the back, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. So let's check it out in the front. Point out that most of the house has aluminum siding that is just as a washcloth or a power sprayer away from being completely usable. There is maybe a 20-foot linear foot section that would need to be replaced, but most of this is in good shape. Most of the exterior, with the exception of about a half to almost 3/4 of the roof, with the exception of that, with the fire damage, is pretty sound, pretty ready to go. Won't need a lot of work. Cleaning this off, be fine to use. We'll need some doors. When we step into this first room, your living room, whatever, again, the fire was back there. If you can see that, obviously it's pretty obvious to see where it was when they tore some stuff down. But in here, we don't even have smoke damage. We notice that the walls are still clean, trim's still good, and the mini blinds aren't even dirty. So it really was contained. And a lot of people, they see a fire damaged house, they think the whole thing is fried and they have to start over. Not necessarily the case. You'll see a little bit of drippage here from where water came through the roof, but again, that's wipe off. Trim's fine, drywall's fine. Drop ceiling would need some new panels, or you could take it back up to the original ceiling. This is a 3-bedroom house. Needs new carpets. Obviously these were wet and and some different things from having to put out the fire, but we've got 2 bedrooms here. Really just a ton of clean out and some scrubbing, and they're fine. Even the doors would be reusable. And here, the firemen come in and they cut holes here and there so the smoke can get out. But drop ceiling or take it up is not going to take a lot. No real holes in the paneling or the drywall. I mean, even over there, the carpet looks fresh. I mean, obviously you can't reuse it. This is not going to clean out in terms of the carpet, but it is in pretty good shape on the front half of the house. And here, and obviously you've got some clean out, which is typical, but nice closet. I mean, trimmed in well. You need 5 or 6 panels for the drop ceiling, and it looks like it did before the fire and when it was brand new. So that's this area here. We'll start to go in here, and hopefully I won't fall on this debris. But here's where your main damage is. If you look up here, you can actually see outside. Just a small section of the roof. We're probably only talking about 15-20 linear feet, and then plus about half of this, and you can even get away with marrying up some boards where you have a burnt board and you just slap one up next to it. You can reuse a lot of this stuff, but even if you had to replace the whole thing, our total budget on this house is about $25,000. And that could go one way or the other depending on how cheap your labor is, whether you're an out-of-state investor having to use all people subcontract, if you're going to do some of it yourself, whatever you do. But still, $25,000 on this house, not a whole lot to get it all to look like kind of how it looks from the front. Here's another bedroom. Take a shot of that. Again, not a ton of damage. A lot of cleaning. You blow out these 2 areas and you rebuild them. But even this area, if you look on this wall, you can reuse that paneling. You can trim's fine. Window frame's fine, trim. You've got some reworking of the drywall, and obviously this roof, big deal. Replace the ceiling up here. Okay. We'll move into the kitchen where the fire started. And back there you've got what would be a laundry room. And here's the kitchen. Obviously you're redoing the whole kitchen. There is a corner here that could probably just be painted and cleaned and would be fine. But the ceiling, obviously, this is where the roof is the most damaged. You're going to need the cabinets and so forth. Back around there, I believe, is the bathroom, which I actually have seen. Looks like there's a tub in there at least. Not too bad. Went in the basement. Down here, we'll get you some still shots of this probably. But it's got a relatively new furnace and water heater that are completely undamaged and completely usable. There was a tenant in here when this property caught on fire, so you're not really in a situation where the electrical, the plumbing, and the HVAC, water stuff, all really good shape. There's also new tile underneath this that you can see just a little bit right here, a little bit over there. Obviously, the good thing about tile is it's going to be able to be cleaned off and scrubbed down and most likely reused. Here we are on the exterior side of the actual fire damage. And remember I told you there's only a small section that really needs new siding, and it really starts from about here and ends at this door. You can see where it's missing. It probably was knocked off as they were getting into the roof and allowing ventilation and so forth, but it's a very small area. And it actually is, there's a break there and a break here. So you don't have to worry about tying it in. Just get some nice run. You can get the aluminum, you can get the vinyl, match it up, be easy, no problem. We're going to walk our way back. As I told you, there's a really neat, big surprise, special little thing on this house, and that is the existence of this one-bedroom unit that is fully intact, totally ready to go. When we go in there, you'll see there's some supplies. This particular guy who owns this house had some cabinets and some things he's stowing in some other units. We'll have to get around those, but other than that, you'll see this place is ready to go. And rent on a one-bedroom anywhere between $300 and $450, depending on what you work out, how long the lease is, so forth. It's separately metered for gas, electric, and water. It is really ready to go. So here we are in 1138 and a half South Randolph, which is the back unit on this fire damaged home that we showed you just a second ago. Come in here, you'll see very nice and tight. There are a couple drywall issues. You probably have a little, you'd want to clean this little patch of carpet or replace it, but it's very small. And as you can see, I do apologize, there are some parts and materials here that we're going to have to look around, but you got a bedroom in there that they have these glass tiles that they're leaving to put in there, or you could drywall that close. My gut would say you drywall it close. But as you can see, decent sized bedroom, floors are okay in there, drywall intact, got a little bit of patchwork here. Looks like they moved a plug. I said the wires were missing, but it looks like the wire is still there that's been rerun. But patched the drywall there. Kitchen's in good shape. You know, these cabinets will work for a one bedroom for $300 or $400. I'd probably paint them and change the hardware. That's a personal thing. You wouldn't have to do that. Floor is in good shape. It's linoleum. It's fairly new. Windows, you'll see that a lot of the windows in this unit are these vinyl replacement thermal windows, so it's efficient, it's new, they open, they pass inspection. Laundry section there, section for a stove and a fridge right here. There's your utility closet, it's got a water heater in it. It does not look too bad. Furnace and so forth, we'll get you a still shot of that probably. And then you look in the bathroom. I'd replace this linoleum in the bathroom, or at least really scrub it. Shower, toilet, sink. Nothing special. One bedroom unit. This is actually pretty large for a one bedroom unit. Don't be scared off by the fire damage. It's not that bad. It's not a rip the whole roof off, replace it, and gut it and start from scratch. A lot of it is reusable. A lot of it is intact. And as an added bonus to supplement your cash flow, you're probably going to get $300 or $400 a month immediately right back here by just spending maybe $500, spit and polishing this thing, get it ready to rock and roll. But 1138 South Randolph, $7,000 purchase price, $25,000 rehab, and to boot, a little duplex action sewn in for you for free on the back, ready to go. Indianapolis Rehab Properties, we've got the deals.